You are listening to Perfectly Placed Podcast.
Perfectly placed, right where you need it. Perfectly placed, go on and repeat it. Press play, stay close, you'll feel the spark. Perfectly placed, right from the start.
Welcome to the Perfectly Placed Podcast. This week we have Neil from Marbella Carpentry and Construction. This is Neil's company that he's had for the last 20 years, and he is full of experience and knowledge, and today we are planning to tap into that, right?
And a lot of cheek.
Cheeky chappy. So Neil, tell us a little bit about why Marbella Carpentry and Construction, what got you here, what you were doing before you came here, what tell
what
us.
I was up
Yeah.
to. So I'm a carpenter by trade, and I had a carpentry business kind of west of London, and I was doing predominantly quite a lot of work in West London, and that carpentry kind of morphed into like refurbishment work. I was working with an interior design and a designer, and then that work morphed into more building work.
Right.
So I was doing that for a number of years, and then obviously we came up with the idea of wanting to move down to Estepona. So
Did you know Estepona before you moved here? Why?
yeah, I mean we'd been away. We'd made a decision that we wanted to move down to the coast. But that weekend we were away with friends, and that we'd gone to a friend's house up in Mijas, up in La Cala, and it was over that weekend that me and my wife, Tracy.
Oh yeah, Tracy.
Full disclosure.
Yeah, Tracy and Neil are married, by the way, just so you
That's
know.
why I'm really keeping quiet in this
Yes.
one.
Because she might start saying, "What about the reforms that you haven't done here in their reform project that they built
yeah.
recently?"
Exactly.
So we decided on a weekend away with friends in La Cala that this is where we wanted to live. So we'd come down every year over a period of 4 or 5 years. We'd come down and eventually we got to Estepona. We worked our way down the coast. We got to Estepona and kind of realised that that's where we'd like to kind of land when we got here. Yeah.
So you'd had no experience of building. So you started the company totally from scratch when you moved.
No, it was a good.
So how did you get jobs?
The idea was that when we moved down is that we'd have like an 8-week break, and after 4 days I was really itchy, and I thought I need to kind of get cracking. So
4 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
Well, let's just be clear. We had an 18-month-old.
Yeah, I mean, I needed to get out of the house.
That probably had quite a lot to do with the job hunting.
Yeah. And I was lucky. I'd been in contact with a guy up in Puerto Banús, and I'd been in touch with him on email, and
right before you moved.
Before we moved down,
right.
And
so you already had some.
Contacts. So I hit a couple of places going down the coast that morning, different kitchen places and that. Just trying to kind of get a start. But then I got to Alan's place, and the day before their carpenter had left. So I just walked straight into it. So
you worked for someone else, and then you just in the end you started.
Yeah, I did a year. I was always going to. My plan was always to kind of go back on my own, having done that previously. But I just needed a bit of time just to see
how things work.
Yeah, things are different. You know, the construction process is different. The way that and the carpentry process is a bit different as well. So
What would you say were the main differences between like Spanish building and English building?
Well, just the general the structure and the fabric of the buildings are different.
Right.
So whereas I was saying, well, you're in most Spanish buildings are concrete pillars and then beams cast off of that, and then pots put in and screeded, and up you go from that point there. Whereas in the UK, it's a traditional, cavity wall joists, joist and then a timber roof.
So fast forward 20 years, you've set up your business.
Mhm.
I mean, we do laugh at you because you've got quite high standards and you have worked your way through the people that you needed to get yourself a really good team, right?
Yeah.
And it's taken you a while to get there until you found people. I mean, I think that's normal in any business.
Yeah, I mean,
you've got to find
yeah.
the people that you can relate to and that
Yeah.
you can work together and gel with.
Yeah.
And now you've got this great team and you're in doing reforms.
Yeah. So
And carpentry.
yeah.
right?
So I do we've got I've got the refurbishment side of the business, which is like more of a project management thing where I'm dealing with the subcontractors that I've worked with over the years, and then I normally look after the actual carpentry on the jobs. I normally look after all of the carpentry myself.
Yeah.
But on the refurb side, so I've got for the bathrooms and the bedrooms and the kitchens, I've got CAD for that, and then for the general building, I've got CAD for the general building, so that before we turn a screw or lay a brick, everybody knows. The clients have got an overview of exactly what we're doing.
So
Obviously,
CAD's a design program.
yeah. So the client's we've got an overview of where we're starting. Obviously, that changes as we go along, and we as we play with the designs a bit. But that's the process that we use on the refurb side.
Right.
And yeah, that's from the planning right up to the completion of.
Yeah, I mean, so you basically you're working with people right from the beginning of the project, even when it's an idea. And so, what do you think, for example, are the biggest mistakes people make when they're planning a reform? So I would think timelines. Would timelines?
Yeah,
be an
definitely.
issue?
I mean, timelines are often especially people from Northern Europe have an opinion or expectation that everything's going to happen quite quickly.
So you've got to manage expectations.
So you've got to manage expectations,
And why doesn't it happen quickly?
Well, nobody wants to work the weekends.
No.
Yeah. Whereas, like in the UK, people will often go, yeah. Nobody wants to work the weekends.
We've actually offered people bonuses, haven't we? Like to work weekends.
Push on.
They're
Can
like,
we get it done? Can we get it
quality
done?
of life.
Yeah.
Which is just why you've got to love Spain.
Yeah, well, I
you?
mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's that whole attitude.
It's family time.
Yeah, of working to live.
Yeah.
So managing people's expectations,
timelines, things taking longer to like lead times on materials and stuff, that can all be a longer process here.
And you get shutdowns, don't you, and urbanisations?
Yeah, so depending which urbanisations you're on, there'll be some you might not be able to work through Easter.
Yeah.
Some you may be able to. Over Christmas, I mean, a lot of the time people don't really want you working over Christmas, and we tend not to work over Christmas.
Yeah.
And summer, obviously, a lot of those.
So have you ever walked into a property that a client has wanted to buy and you've thought, don't buy it? Has that ever happened to you? Because you think,
no, because
I can't manage your expectations.
It's like anything, isn't it? If you throw enough money at something, you can make it good.
Yeah.
It's just having that conversation with the client and
being clear
and
about
just saying
costs.
clear. So look, we can do all of this,
Yeah.
but we've got to go backwards before we go forwards. Whether that means we're going, whether we're sorting damp issues out, or sometimes people walk into a property, see it for what it is, and think, oh right, okay, we can put a new kitchen in and we can paint it all, and then there can be like a number of issues that are lurking underneath, like any property anywhere,
Yeah.
So what would be the best investments that add value to a Spanish property, you think?
The kitchens and bathrooms are always are good areas to hit because they are quite messy, and if those items are done, if those rooms are done, when
they're quite a big thing to go for, aren't they?
Yeah. And so when if a client's if a buyer is going to walk in and see that the kitchens and the bathrooms are done, then it's a good investment. You're probably further forward than somebody else that's selling a property that hasn't done those items.
Hasn't done those. Yeah. No, exactly. Because it's quite a daunting thing for people to come to a country, not know anyone,
Yeah.
and then go to employ a builder that, to be honest, they don't know, do
No,
they? So
no.
what's a red flag that you would say that somebody, when they're choosing a constructor,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it would be a
Or
red
anyone
flag?
that-
If they're available straight
Yeah,
away.
if they're
right?
available. I mean, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, you know, if anybody that's available tomorrow at the moment, I would be worried about.
Yeah.
There's so much work around at the moment.
Yeah.
That, you know, everybody's. I mean,
All the good people are
all the good
busy,
people,
aren't they?
yeah.
And what about seeing people's work? Do you generally would a tradesman be happy, a builder be happy to show people their work? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I am. Yeah, and normally, like most of my clients are quite happy for me to drag new clients into their house.
Oh, that's
A,
good.
because sometimes they want to show off what they've done and
Yeah.
what they've created.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I've like to think I've got a good relationship with the clients, but they, you know, most of them are okay with it. So some people don't want people back in their house, but
no.
but yeah, I mean, if you can physically show people what you've done, you're 50% there, aren't you?
Yeah, because it's a minefield, really, isn't it? When you're going to choose somebody, you know, it is a minefield, and it's just important. I mean, I think personally, if people have been here a long time, then generally they're probably okay.
Yeah.
If they've lived here for a long time, they've lived in the same place for a long time, they're within the community, people get weeded out quite quickly, don't they? I mean, we've seen a lot of people come, a lot of people go that haven't been very good at what they do.
Yes, I mean, if you've had a business for 20 years and you're still doing it, then I would say
yeah,
exactly. And the coast
you're probably okay.
And the coast is small.
The coast is small,
Exactly.
so you know,
someone will have something to say.
Yeah,
won't they?
and you know, previously everything was word of mouth. More now, people kind of rely a bit more on social media to check out stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm old school, but I definitely think that if you can meet the person, go and see the work, go and see the clients, or speak to
do your research.
Definitely do your research.
And the other thing you need to be careful of on social media, isn't it? On Facebook, we've noticed that people post like, do you know a good painter? And then
Everyone
all the
piles in.
painters' friends will go on there and say such and such is really good. You see that all the time, don't you?
Yeah. So just really do your due diligence.
You just need to be really careful.
I tell you what makes me laugh about building work in Spain, and I don't know if it's changed a lot, but when I first moved here, you'd see building sites, and they'd give me the heebie-jeebies. Like there'd be people on like, you know, 6th floors, and there'd be no scaffolding and no hard hats and no regulations.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but that's changed.
Yeah, no, health and safety is definitely it has changed. It's a lot better than what it was, you know, especially on the big sites. The health and safety boards.
What about licensing? Do you have to get licenses for building work?
There's two kind of licenses, and they've changed one of them. There used to be a license called an obra menor. So if you wanted to do like small works on your property, and I used to go and get them. You used to go down to the town hall, give the town hall the estimate.
So do you get them as the builder, or do the client get them?
No, I normally organise them. Yeah,
Right.
Where, like I was saying before, I would go and do the obra menors, and then if it's beyond a small job, and you need planning for it, then I'll bring the architect in and he'll do it all.
Right.
He'll do a bit of quantities and then take that to the town hall and then get the on planning permission, and that obviously all that needs to go through the town halls. Well, there's another thing now where they've abolished the obra menor, and there's now it's called a certificate of self-responsibility. And you can do that yourself, but actually now I just get the architects to do that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they've often got a relationship with the town hall as well, haven't they? So
everybody knows everyone. Yeah.
So the burning question is about new builds and whether you should buy them or not. We get asked all the time about the quality of new builds from our clients. So
there's good and bad with everything, isn't there? There's good and bad with buying a resale, and there's good and bad with buying a new build. Obviously, if you buy off plan, the prices are always better. So
especially if you're getting early.
Yeah. So that's the good thing with your resale price normally accelerates a lot quicker than it does on a resale.
Yeah.
the
Quality of
the
build.
the quality. I mean, the construction's changed a bit now. Like obviously the shell of the buildings are still the same. Obviously, the insulation and everything is much better. A lot of the interior walls now are drywall, but that's pretty much they're doing that, in all new builds now throughout
standard.
Europe.
Yeah.
But it's like anything. It's that sometimes with some of the developers, the finishing isn't there. I mean, one of the things that I've done with you two is this snagging, where you'll have somebody buy a new build and then I'll go in and go around and go over it with fine tooth
But
comb.
the things that you're finding, they're cosmetic more than they
Yeah.
are.
There's nothing. It's 99% of the time it is cosmetic.
Yeah.
Then you may find something with some tiling or some tanking or something, but not.
Because I've done a snagging with you before, and the things that you find, I actually genuinely. I mean, the poor. Like the developers, when Neil goes in to do the snagging, because he finds every single fall. A lot of the things that you find, I probably wouldn't have never noticed.
No.
So you're very much attention to detail, and you do find, and I mean that is really great for clients because you then will support them after, right? You'll make sure it's all...
I mean, actually, today I was back at one this morning where she had the kitchen, the kitchen company back in. That were obviously the kitchen was supplied by the developer, but the kitchen normally with all the new builds they bring in a kitchen company to obviously it goes out to tender, and they normally bring in one kitchen company to do all the kitchens, and and they were working through all of it, and
they've been particularly good, that developer, haven't they?
Yeah, no, they have been actually. The kitchen guys looked a little bit disappointed, and there was a couple of things I was arguing with them over, and then but they kind of capitulated in the end and agreed that this is a little bit of an upstand on a worktop, and I was like, why isn't that there?
So it's important to have someone on your side, isn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, and especially a lot of the time when people get the keys, they're often not here. Yeah. So it's all done on power of attorney through the lawyers, isn't it? So to have a pair of eyes and somebody to go in at that point, right at the beginning, right at the point when you've got the keys, is really important, because
you've got a time frame.
You've got a time frame, and the trouble is, as soon as if you start moving furniture in, they'll say, well, you knocked that door or that wall will scratch because you moved it in. So you need to get in there
when it's empty.
And you've got the.
I mean, you have found things like cracks in glass and stuff before, which, like you say, if you hadn't have found that straight away,
like it was more like scratches normally, where the cleaners have been in and they've cleaned it, and there's a bit of grit or something on the knife,
But they're not. But so in general, you think they're okay.
I mean, in general, they're fine. I mean, it's like anywhere, isn't it? I mean, if you buy a resale property, by the time you've bought it, normally at least one person's lived there. Yeah. Sometimes two, and countless others. So by the time you get to that and you're living in that property, it's already had work done on it over the years anyway. Yeah. So that was when the first people got the first set of keys, and what it is by the time you get it is completely is in a completely different state.
Yeah. So you get in a new building, it's very first state, aren't you? And it needs tweaking along the way. Yeah. I think the thing is with a new build is that, like you say, it's just really important to have somebody on your side on the ground who's there in a timely fashion when it needs to be there. Yeah. And they know, because sometimes when you get the keys from a developer, they're giving out maybe 60 keys in a day or over the course of a few days. So they're in a rush. Yeah. And actually, if you're in the know, you can stop them and slow it down, slow down the process.
Yeah, so it's definitely good to have someone on your side.
Yeah, and also, I mean, they'll give you that glossy pack with the keys and the access to the gym and all that. And it's kind of like, your emotion, your emotion can go with you, and you have, so you need somebody there who's kind of got
got no emotion.
That's what you've done to me.
So if you were to finish, what advice would you give someone who's found their dream Spanish home but is terrified at the thought of either buying it as a new build or renovating it? Would you say like all the obstacles are quite easy to
Yeah,
overcome?
no, I mean
it's not as overwhelming.
No. Yeah, I mean it's all doable, but it's obviously just finding the right people. So and like I said earlier, as long as you do your due diligence, and the person's recommended, then I mean you really can turn it into your dream home, and that's what.
Can I just ask one question just about the financing? Is because we get people asking about whether you should pay up front for the builder, whether you should pay part payment. I mean, what are your usual? I mean, obviously I know what your terms are, but I'm asking.
I mean, we take full payment up front and give you a 5th gear guarantee.
Yeah, exactly.
No, depending what the size of the job is.
Yeah.
So let's say that somebody wants like a wardrobe, and let's say that the price of that brand new wardrobe, let's just for ballpark figure, let's say that's €2,500. Yeah. With that, I'd want 20. I want 50% up front. Yeah, 50% up front.
So really, never give anyone more than 50%.
No, I would never give any. Yeah,
and for a reform, just get a payment plan.
Get stage payments. Yeah, I mean any contractor, who's professional will expect to have a deposit to get underway.
Yeah, to get buy the materials
and you'll get a payment schedule throughout that job, and then there'll be a payment on completion.
Yeah, make sure you see videos along the way.
Yeah. I mean,
make sure
like,
you're talking to them constantly.
Yeah, I mean, if the clients aren't here, which is often the case. I'm very proactive in sending videos every day. Also.
Yeah, that reassurance.
And also kind of any questions, any doubts I've got as to, sometimes I might take creative license to think, this is definitely the right thing to do, and I'll do it. Or sometimes I think to myself, actually, I'm not sure with the client, and I think is what I do is I'll call the client, I'll ask them, I'll send them a video, and then later in the evening we can either get on Zoom and do a Zoom call and go over anything and
giving the client
square any circles that we haven't any uncertainties.
And the burning question just at the end of the podcast is, when are you doing this reform? Here.
Oh, what, my
reform?
reform?
So just for the viewers, Tracy and Neil, the listeners, have brought a reform. They have started. We have progress.
Yeah. I'm not a bad I'm not your average construction guy, am I? Where
so basically he does all his clients' works before he does his work. So poor Tracy is like left.
Yeah. And who's your worst client?
I know you are, definitely. Although Suzanne will be soon if I don't do her work.
That's the next burning question.
Exactly. I think it's like a busman's holiday, isn't it? You never really want to.
Yeah, but I mean, I still like what we've done. So we've done the basement, haven't we? And I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the work. So although it's a little bit tiring, like starting early on a Saturday morning and doing Saturday and Sunday when I'm working throughout the rest of the week on other work. I still enjoy it, and I still get a lot of satisfaction out of actually physically doing the work.
I think that's a good news then, Tracy.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Heard it here.
It's recorded.
But I don't enjoy doing worktops.
And do you want to let everyone know where they can find you, information about your company?
Yeah, so you can find me on the web. It's marbellacarpentry.com. Obviously, I started out just as Marbella Carpentry when I came here. But obviously it's now Marbella Carpentry Construction, but the website is marbellacarpentry.com. The contact details are on there. There's some galleries and bits and bobs on there. But yeah, you can find me through there.
Okay, and we'll put your details on the bottom and the show notes at the bottom of
which nobody
the
reads.
podcast. Which they do read. How rude. Right, enough of that. We'll get on to our next guest now. It's much more polite.
If you like this episode, remember to like, share,
subscribe.
All the things that our producer Jake tells us that we must say at the end of our podcast.
Okay.
We've enjoyed having you today, Neil. Thank you very much.
It's been my pleasure. See you soon.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.